Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Brian here, and I'm back for another episode of my video game collection, and I've got quite a bit of video games that I've acquired since the last episode that we've done here, and so let's just kick this right off, and I'm going to show you guys some things that I've purchased and kind of talk about them a little bit. So, first off, got a couple NES games here that once I saw these, I had to pick them up. I know most of the things that you guys have seen me purchase have been in boxes, but wasn't able to find the box for these guys, but I had to get them anyway. So the first game I'm talking about is none other than Star Tropics, and this is for the NES. And Star Tropics is a really awesome RPG game, probably one of the first RPG games I played, and it's a phenomenal game. Old school graphics, but you know, I'm one of those kind of guys that graphics don't really mean that much to me. But fun little RPG game. And if you've never heard of it, look up some videos on it, some gameplay videos of it. It's a really fun game for what it's worth. So definitely check it out if you ever get a chance. Then my next game, I saw this game on the shelf and I had to get it because, guys, this is actually the first, one of the first racing games I ever played when I was a kid. And when I first got my NES, I saw this game, and this is actually one of the first racing games I played. And I actually played it when I got it, brought it home and played it as soon as I got it. And I've actually gotten a lot better, a lot more coordinated at this game. And the game I'm talking about is RC Pro AM. And this game is a top-down racing game where you control RC cars, and you can actually use weapons and stuff like that to shoot the other cars, etc. You collect the letters for the word Nintendo, and you spell it out, and you get a bonus. So it's a fun little racing game, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it. It's actually made by Rare, guys who made Killer Instinct, Donkey Kong, Banjo-Kazooie, stuff like that. So not a lot of people realize this is actually a Rare game. So I didn't realize that either until later on down the road. So RC Pro AM, it's a really fun racing game. And if you haven't seen it, heard of it, look up some other videos here on YouTube for it and check it out. It's a really fun title. So next, I've got quite a bit of Sega Genesis games here, and these Sega Genesis games, all of them pretty much have some meaning to me, because these are some of my favorite Sega Genesis games. One of them is actually my all-time favorite Sega Genesis game. So let's start off by, and these are all actually in their boxes too, which is really cool. I was actually able to find these in their box. So this first game is, for those of you who don't remember, back in the day, 7-Up had a mascot called Cool Spot. And he was the 7-Up Spot. And he actually had his own video game. He had one on the Super Nintendo, and then he had this one on the Sega Genesis called, well, Cool Spot. And this is actually the game. It's in its box. I'll let you guys take a look at that back box artwork there. Check that out. And this is it's a platformer. It's a side-scrolling platformer game. You know, and it's a fun game. I remember playing this back then, and for what it was worth back then, the graphics were great. I mean, it was a fun little game. The game, surprisingly, actually still had its case and instruction manual there still. So it's all still in one piece. Everything looks good. And when I saw this, I had to put it in my collection just because this is a neat factor of, this is the 7-Up mascot. I mean, you really don't see very many things with the 7-Up mascot, old 7-Up mascot anymore. So I thought it was really cool. Now, this next game is a fighting game, and you know, I really played a lot of fighting. I played more fighting games when I was younger because they had Street Fighter, Mortal Kombat, stuff like that, Primal Rage, Killer Instinct, and this fighting game was actually a fighting game that was a lot of fun back on the Sega Genesis, and I actually would love to see this game make a comeback for the new consoles like PS4, Xbox One. I want to see this game be brought back to life. And the game I'm referring to is none other than Eternal Champions for the Sega Genesis. And this game was just whack. I mean, this guy right here, I don't know if you guys see that, but he looks like Wesley Snipes. Like, see this dude back here at the back of the box? Dude looks like Wesley Snipes. It's just so funny. But but yeah, this is a really fun fighting game. Once again, the instruction manual's in here. It's a little beat up, but it still has the cart. Obviously, that's what I purchased it for. But cart manual still there. And this was one of those. This is probably one of the first home arcade, one of the first home fighting games I've played, besides Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter. So, fun little fighting game. Once again, if you haven't seen any video of this game or ever heard of it, I highly recommend trying to find some video gameplay right here on YouTube, because this game is freaking fun. I remember playing this game, so loved it a lot. Okay, so these next two games, this next game, couldn't believe I found it. And it kind of goes with the final game I'm going to show you for the Sega Genesis that I purchased here. But this game, I found it, stumbled across it, and I couldn't believe it because it was still in its original packaging. And matter of fact, it was still in shrink wrap, because back then, these old Sega Genesis boxes that looked like this one here, you know, you open them up like so. Well, Sega later on down the road came out with new boxes for their game, and these boxes actually required to be shrink wrapped because they didn't they didn't open like these old ones did. So when I found this still in its original shrink wrapping, I had to pick it up because, I mean, how many Sega Genesis games do you still see in their shrink wrap from the newer cases? So this game is actually The Lion King, and you can see it shining there. That's because it's still in its original shrink wrap. I don't know if you can see the shrink wrap. You might be able to see it there. But it's still in its original shrink wrap. And do I ever plan on opening this? No. I would love to open this and show you what it looks like on the inside, but I am never going to open this game just for the simple fact that it's still in its shrink wrap. And it's a Disney product. It's The Lion King, one of my favorite Disney movies. And I just couldn't believe I've seen this. I've seen this cart sitting out in the wild before. I've seen it plenty of times in the local game shops that I go to. But when I found this, it first off in its box, but second off, and it's still in its original shrink wrap, I had to pick it up. So this could be worth a lot someday, considering it is a Disney flick, and it's a Sega Genesis game still in a shrink wrap. So I had to get it. The game itself is, I'll be honest with you, it's a little bit of a difficult game. It was when I was a kid anyway. But do I ever plan on opening this up and playing it? No, I'm not going to open this. So, fantastic game. I'm glad I was able to find it. Now, you remember how I told you guys that I bought my all-time favorite Sega Genesis game? Well, I do have it now, and I'm so glad I do, and I'm so glad that I held out as long as I did on picking this up, because every time I saw this game, it was still in its cart. It was just a cart, and I was so tempted to buy it because I've been dying to add it to my collection, because it is my favorite Sega Genesis game of all time, and there's so many reasons why. But the game I'm referring to is Aladdin. It's Disney's Aladdin. I cannot believe that this awesome game is, I found it still in its original box, there. I'll let you guys see the back of that, the box art there on the back, and then the box art on the front. And this box is in great condition. I mean, it looks like somebody just opened it, played it a couple times, and put it back and sold it. So, now, I know this is the same case as this. Since this is open, I'll let you guys be able to see what these cases look like here. So, basically what you do is you would slide them open like so. I don't know if you guys can see that or not. You slide it open, and then on the inside, you take the box off, and then this is what it looks like on the inside. So you have, it says Genesis on the top, Sega there in the bottom corner. You guys can see that there. And then you've got the cartridge right there. And this cartridge is in excellent condition. Now, what was really weird was you pull out the cartridge, and on the inside, you open this up. You probably can't, I don't know if you guys can see or not. I'll pull it back, but there's where the instruction manuals went. they actually went underneath this, so you would actually open the top here, and that's where the instruction manuals went. So I'm so happy that I got this game. The reason why I love this game so much, why it means a lot to me, is first off, I love the music. I love the music in the old Disney animated movies like Lion King, Beauty and the Beast, stuff like that. But honestly, Aladdin, it's not just my all-time favorite Sega Genesis game. It's actually my all-time favorite Disney movie as well. So I just love the music in this game. I love how the colors look. That magic, the flying magic carpet ride level is my all-time. It's probably ranks up there as one of my favorite levels in a platforming game, side-scrolling 2D platforming game. And once again, if you have not played this game, please go find a Sega Genesis and check it out. It is so fun. There is nothing like throwing apples at guards and playing those levels with the genie. It's just a fun game. It's a great experience. Watch some videos here on YouTube of the gameplay of it. If you haven't already, check it out. It's really fun. Alright, so you think that's all the games I bought, right? Wrong. There's one more I bought. And guys, when I saw this, I couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing, because these games, you just don't see these games anymore. You don't ever see games like the one I'm about to show you sitting out on shelves anymore, because they're so old and really uncommon. And although I don't have this system yet, one day I definitely will be adding this console to my collection. But I had to pick it up because A, for the price I paid for it was really, really good. But B, because like I said, you don't see these games sitting out on store shelves anymore, especially video game store shelves. The game I'm actually talking about, guys, is none other than, and I never even heard of this game before, I'll be honest with you, I don't really know a lot about this game, but it doesn't matter, I was able to get it. It's a game for this console, and I'm talking about none other than The Great Wall Street Fortune Hunt. And if you guys can't see that, it's for the Odyssey 2. Odyssey 2, guys. This is an Odyssey 2 game, and this is how big some of these games were. Now, what's interesting is, I'll let you guys see the back there. You guys can see that's the Odyssey 2 right there in the middle. That's the Odyssey 2. And this, guys, is actually a board game that you would actually play while using the Odyssey 2. So there's a cartridge in here. I'm going to open this up so you guys see this here. I don't know if you guys can really see that or not, but there it is right there. This is the inside of the box. I don't know how well you guys see that, but you've got your cart right here. I'll go ahead and pull it out. This is the Odyssey 2 cartridge right here for this game. It's in excellent condition. You see the inner workings there. And then in here, you've got little game pieces that you use, to play the game. I don't know how you play this game. I've never played this game before. I've never even heard of this game before. Take off the top, and then it looks just like a board game. I mean, you've got an investment record here. I'm not quite sure what these are for. I'll open this up, though. I mean, this apparently has something to do with the game. I'm going to be honest with you, I have no idea what this game is about. If somebody out there does, please feel free to let me know in the comment section below. But check this out, guys. Here's this is actually the rule book. This is the instruction booklet for the game. It's huge. It's kind of like the rule book as well as the instruction manual for the game itself. So I mean, look at that. You guys see that? But that's ridiculous. So there's that. But what I thought was really, really cool is the board game itself. I'll open this up. It's got like a leather backing to it. You can see that or not. And then here's the actual board. I'm not sure what this board is for. If somebody knows or has heard of this game, please tell me all about it in the comment section below, because I really don't know much about the game itself, but all I know is that it's old, and it's a game, it's an Odyssey 2 game, it's still in its box, and that's enough of a cool factor right there for me to add it into my collection. And as soon as I saw this at my local video game store, I mean, I had to pick this up. Once again, this is the Great Wall Street Fortune Hunt. It is for the Odyssey 2. You guys see that there. And that is actually it for today. So I hope you guys have enjoyed another one of my video game collection episodes. And guys, that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys have enjoyed these video games and me kind of going through the history of each game, talking about them a little bit. If you have any comments, questions, suggestions, please leave them on the comment section below. And guys, there's going to be more old video games to come right here on our Dragon Blogger YouTube page. Take it easy, guys.